Namaste. Welcome to today's class, Grade 8 Science and Technology, Unit 1 Scientific Learning. Today we are here with the third lesson. Dear students, what did we discuss in the lesson 1 and 2? Sure, we have discussed what is scientific learning, what is scientific learning process, and what type of scientific learning process we have to adopt in our daily life. Yes, that we have discussed. Then in a second lesson, we have discussed about the scientific experiment work, isn't it? Experimental work can be performed in science lab as well as outside the science lab, isn't it? You have faced different type of experimental work, and today we are going to discuss about some of the experimental work with some important experiment, useful experiment, isn't it? You will enjoy today's class. Let's proceed. Scientific learning. In scientific learning process, here this picture demonstrates the scientific learning process. Look at it. There is investigation, there is observation, there is research work, survey work, isn't it? And different scientific learning we have to adapt, we have to follow while learning scientifically. So scientific learning, it is the process of acquiring knowledge. Scientific learning is a process of gaining knowledge, construction of knowledge, and the understanding through systematic observation, experimentation, and analysis. Yes, these are the process involved in the scientific learning. We have to analyze, we have to observe any subject matter, any issue, and we do experiment whether the issue or subject matter is proof or not. Then we can analyze and draw conclusion. These are the scientific learning process, isn't it? So in experimental work in science, in previous lesson also we have discussed something about experimental work in science, and together with we have discussed about observation work also. Do you remember observation work? Yes, in observation work involve 5 sense organs of our body. 5 sense organs can actively engage to learn new things. So experimental work involves the self-directed activities as science process skill. Science process skills which are conducted in and outside the science lab. Remember, scientific experiment or experimental work can be conducted not only in the science lab, yes, outside the science lab, wherever we are, in the playground, in the forest, in the grassland, isn't it? Around the school compound, around our house, field, wherever we are, yes. So everywhere there is scientific research, scientific work we can do. So scientific work or experimental work involves observation work, scientific test, similarly research work, isn't it? Then survey work, similarly model construction. Yes, these are the various activities which involve experimental work in science, isn't it? We do research in science. That means research means deeper engagement. We engage deeper. We study deeply and we try to justify the issue or problem. Similarly, we do experiment or test. We observe the things. We observe the phenomena, natural phenomena. Suppose here is one student is observing when sunlight is passed through a lens, then what would happen, isn't it? It will converge to a small dot that can light the fire also. We can light fire from sunlight using lens, isn't it? Have you ever done that practical? Yes, of course. Similarly, we do various activity in the science lab, and look at here are the model construction, isn't it? These model construction activities also involve experimental work in science. Now, under experimental work in science, let's discuss about scientific test. What scientific test we will do? Yes, different scientific test. Suppose acid, base and salt, whether the given solution is acid, base or salt, we can test it, isn't it? And whether the substance is acidic, basic, or how heat is produced, isn't it? How heat is produced by the friction of the object. Yes, there is the vibration of the molecule. How sound can be transmitted? Can sound transmit without medium? No. Yes, that also we can prove by scientific test. Scientific skills, we have to follow that. Dear students, it is not possible to get all the information about scientific process, event or subject matter only by observation, isn't it? In experimental work in science, observation is also one step, one process, but only the observation cannot prove, cannot justify, cannot verify all the problem, all the issues. So then what we have to follow after that? Then a certain scientific process investigation is followed in or outside the laboratory, isn't it? We can follow scientific investigation, scientific process within the laboratory or beyond the laboratory, isn't it? So the process can verify whether the issue, whether the problem is, whether the issue or assumption is correct or not. We can verify by scientific test. So this process is called scientific test. Which can verify, which can justify the problem, isn't it? So that we can seek the solution, we can find out the solution, correct solution. Students, we are going to engage in one wonderful activity. What activity? Please check your textbook, activity 1.3. There is one activity. The title of the activity is Test of Acid, Base and Salt. Acid, base and salt. For that, what we have to do? We have to manage some of the items for that. So objective of this activity is to identify the given substance, whether they are acid, base or salt. We will have some of the substances and we have to test them. Look at it. Substances are, or materials are lemon juice. We have to prepare lemon juice. Then soap water. Then we need red litmus paper, blue litmus paper, test tubes, even beaker also we can use. Yes, these are the materials required. Then what we have to do? After that, we have to follow the certain methods for the activities. First of all, what we have to do? Lemon juice, soap and salt water were placed in separate test tubes. We have to place them separately and label them. Which solution is that? Isn't it? We have to label it correctly. Then after, we should use red litmus paper and blue litmus paper separately. Dear students, let's enjoy the activity. Dear students, we have these materials. Look at here. I have managed soap. This is soap. Here is a salt, table salt, a common salt, and we are going to prepare solution of them. I have a lemon. Look at here, and we have to prepare lemon juice. First, let's prepare lemon juice. Yes, this is a solution of lemon juice. Then we are going to prepare a salt solution. This is salt, and we are preparing salt solution. Then we have soap. We are going to prepare a solution of soap also. Now, yes, we have prepared 3 solution. This solution is lemon solution, this is salt solution, and this is soap. Dear students, we can use test tube also, and we can test this simple experiment in this beaker also. Now, let us test this using, look at here, what is this? Red litmus paper. When I dip this red litmus paper in this solution, what change have you observed? Do you see any change there? No change. Red litmus paper did not change its color. Now, I am going to dip this litmus paper in second solution. What did you see? Is there any change in color? No change in color. Look at it, this is salt solution. Salt solution did not change red litmus paper into any color. Now, same red litmus paper I am going to dip in this third solution. Third solution is which solution? This is solution of soap. Dear students, and look at here, did you see any change in color? Yes, definitely the color has slightly changed. Look at here. Here is no specific change, but there is bluish color. We have observed bluish color here. Now, we are going to test with another litmus paper, that is blue litmus paper. Let us check blue litmus paper with the first solution. What do we observe? Look at here. Yes, blue litmus paper has changed into red color. Similarly, in second solution, look at here, blue litmus paper has not changed any color in salt solution. In the third solution, look at here, this is soap water, soap solution, and blue litmus paper has no change in color. Yes, this is our simple experiment. Let us discuss about the conclusion. Dear students, first of all, we have managed the 3 solutions, solution of soap, solution of lemon, and solution of salt, isn't it? Then after we tested this solution with separately by red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. So, red and blue litmus paper were immersed in another test tube that is containing soap water, then observe and noted down the result, isn't it? What happened? You have also observed. You are please note down the result what you have observed. Then repeat the same process, same experiment in the salty water also. We have repeated, and let's see its result. What result we have observed? By observation, the following change as result were observed. Look at here. We are going to fill this table. Red litmus paper. There are 2 indicators we have used: red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. We have used solution of 3 substances. What solution? Lemon juice, soap water, and salt water, isn't it? Now, red litmus paper, when we tested lemon juice with red litmus paper, then what change we could observe? Yes, no change in color. Red litmus paper turned into red. that means no change in color. But in same lemon juice, we have tested with blue litmus also. What happened? Sure, blue litmus paper was changed into red color, isn't it? Similarly, in soap water, what was the result? Yes, with red litmus paper turned into blue color, isn't it? Then, in soap water, what was the result with the blue litmus paper? Blue litmus paper could not change its color, isn't it? It remained as it is, blue. Similarly, we have tested in salt water also, litmus test we have performed in the salt water. Then red litmus paper, no change in color. Then blue litmus paper, no change in color. That means blue litmus paper remain as it is, blue position, blue color, and red in red color. Yes, this is the observation. By this observation, dear students, what is the conclusion of this experiment? Did you think? Yes, we have already decided that by the litmus paper. Let's discuss what is the conclusion of the experiment. From the experiment and observation, the following conclusions were recorded. Remember, lemon juice is acid which turn blue litmus into red color like this. Look at it, blue litmus paper was turned into red color in the acid solution. What acid solution we have used? Yes, we have used lemon solution. Lemon has acid. Similarly, soap water, look at it, we have used soap water. Soap water is a base which turn red litmus into blue color like this, isn't it? So, soap is basic in nature. Understood? Soap is basic in nature which turn red litmus paper into blue color. Similarly, we have tested litmus test with the salt solution also. Then what conclusion we have drawn? Yes, look at it. Salt solution is a neutral solution, neutral substance, because it could not change the color of litmus paper. Remember, red litmus paper remain no change in color. Similarly, blue litmus paper also remain no change in color. Yes, by this conclusion, we could conclude that lemon has acid, soap has base, and salt is neutral substance, isn't it? And what type of activity is it? Definitely, this is scientific test. Scientific test. In experimental activities in science, this scientific test is this type of activity. So many activities related to scientific experiment we can perform in science lab, and beyond the science lab also we can do experiment in our kitchen also, because we have lemon, we have salt, we have the vinegar, we have turmeric powder, isn't it? These have also the chemical substance, and we can perform this type of varieties of experiment in our daily life. Let's discuss on a dialogue between two students. Dear students, please check your textbook. There is a dialogue between two students. What the dialogue about? Yes, students are Rusha and Samprit. Let's discuss. You please, one act as Rusha and another student can act as Samprit, and you discuss this based on this dialogue. Rusha says, "What are you thinking about Samprit?" And Samprit replied, "Yesterday teacher said that the chemical fertilizer used in the field can cause the water pollution, but how it occurs? I didn't understand it." Yes, there was confusion on the Samprit about the use of chemical fertilizer in the field that can cause pollution in water, which was taught in the class yesterday. So that Samprit was in confusion and thinking about that. Then what Rusha says on his response? Yes, Rusha, I ask one question to you. Do plants take all the fertilizers applied in the field? What do you think? think yourself also. Fertilizer, manure are used in the field. Why manure and fertilizers are used? They are used to enrich the fertility power, isn't it? Fertility power of soil. If plant is small, isn't it? The root of the plant, this plant needs to grow, isn't it? Bigger. So to grow plant, what is necessary? Nutrition is necessary. Here is the soil. In the soil there is fertilizer, isn't it? So if we use fertilizer, if we use water, if we care plant regularly, then plant grow well, isn't it? Because plant is living organism, living body. Plant has living body and it can grow like animal, isn't it? Like, and ultimately it can bear flower, then fruit, isn't it? This is the natural process. So fertilizer is required to be added in the soil so that plant can absorb that fertilizer in dissolved form, isn't it? The dissolved form, that means fertilizer can be dissolved in water, moisture is available in the soil, which can be taken off by roots of the plant so that plant body can grow well. Yes, about that. But if excess of fertilizer is applied in the field, then this fertilizer can cause pollution in the water, which Samprit was thinking about it, how it occurs. Then in Rusa's question, what Samprit says, perhaps not all the fertilizer cannot absorb by plant, which is used in the field. Rusa says, then where does the remaining manure or fertilizer go? Do you think? Where does it go? Samprit says, rainwater perhaps washes and take it away. Yes. In the response to Samprit, Rusa again says, where does the rainwater take away after washing it? Where does it take away? Yes. Then Samprit says, probably to the water substance, water sources like river, lake and pond. Do you know that? In our field also, if we use excess of fertilizers, then every year why should we use that fertilizer? Some amount of fertilizer is absorbed by the plant and some amount is washed away by the rainwater during rainy season, and after washing away that, it will take to the river, to the pond, isn't it, to the lake, that means water bodies. Then Rusa says, then it is clear that excess use of fertilizer are washed away by rainwater and mixed into the water bodies so that growth of algae increases. Growth of algae increases, which absorb dissolved oxygen in water. Do you know algae? Yes. Algae is aquatic plant, green aquatic plant. We commonly say leu in Nepali. Yes. So if the algae grow by using chemical fertilizer which was washed away by rainwater, then increase of number of algae in the water can absorb oxygen. If the oxygen level can be reduced, can be decreased in water, then what happened? What would be the effect of that cause? Definitely, there can cause the suffocation. Suffocation means lack of oxygen. Lack of oxygen for respiration to aquatic animals like fish, isn't it? So that fish can die. And that type of water which is mixed with chemical fertilizer, if we use for drinking, washing and irrigation purpose, then that can be the harmful, isn't it? So it is one method of water pollution, as teacher said to Samprit. So Samprit, finally Samprit says, thank you for your explanation, but still I am not convinced how algae develop by it. Samprit is still in confusion, how algae are developed by it. Rusa says, okay, then let's conduct an inquiry-based research on it. Do you know? And in scientific experiment work, another work is research work. Do you know? Research work can be done on this issue, on this problem, which were discussed by Samprit and Rusa. And dear students, after this we are going to discuss about research work. In experimental work in science, research work is one of the important experimental work. What do you see in the picture? Yes, probably it is the science lab. In science lab also we can do research. In field also we can do research. In library we can study deeply in the library and we can draw conclusion on any issue. That is the research work. Then what is the research work? Let's discuss. It is a process of deeper engagement in study and investigation on a particular topic or understanding and knowledge construction. Yes, research work is deeper engagement, deeper study, so that we can understand the particular topic deeply and we can construct new knowledge from that. By the research, new ideas, new knowledge can be constructed. Any scientific research process begins with a question or curiosity. Do you know? Question or curiosity can be the first stage of the scientific research work. It involves in-depth study to find answer of the question. Why should engage it deeply? To find the question, answer of the question, isn't it? To find separate issues, solution for the issues. And dear students, in research work, who involved in the research work? Yes, we also can be involved, teacher can be involved, student can be involved, researcher can be involved. So, researcher involved impatiently in research work, deeply, following the certain scientific procedure or the methodologies. So, research work should be repeated, improving methodologies in case if the research fails to achieve expected result, isn't it? What is our expected result? What is our target? If the target does not meet, then we should repeat the research work, isn't it? In the research, dear student, research work is like this. It is a funnel approach. It is also called funnel approach. Look at it. So many things we have to interpret here, we have to accumulate here, isn't it? We should collect so many information, isn't it? These are the informations. Yes, after this information, then what we have to do? We have to analyze them. We have to interpret them, isn't it? After interpreting, discussing on the issue, interpreting them, then we get the final thing. What is that? The final thing is the conclusion. Conclusion, new knowledge. Yes, so research work can be understood as a funnel approach, funnel based approach. That means so many things can be collected, so many information based on the problem issue can be collected and they are interpreted and new knowledge can be obtained, conclusion can be obtained, solution can be drawn. So, this is a scientific process. So, research work should be repeated if we don't get the target result, that expected result, isn't it? Look at here, how to engage? We have to engage with telescope, we have to engage with the meter scale, we have to engage with so many items, we should have the laptop, isn't it? We should have so many books, information, journal, magazine, isn't it? So that we can do research. This is a practical work, it is experimental work in science. The students, phases or stages of research work are there. Following steps are generally followed to carry out any research work. What are the steps of that? Setting of goal or objective or purpose, purpose of the research, goal of the research and objective. Why should we do that? Then making inference or formulation of hypothesis. Hypothesis means expected result. What would be obtained after completing the research? That is hypothesis. And finally, after drawing the conclusion, whether the hypothesis will be correct or not. If hypothesis is correct, then we can accept the result. If not correct, then we should repeat the process and do research work again. Similarly, the third step is selection of the methodology or data collection method. Do you know data collection means information collection, authentic information based on field, based on reality we have to collect. There should be real, isn't it? After collection of the data, then data information collection should be done by applying the methodology. Then finally data should be analyzed. Analysis of the data so that we can get the conclusion, isn't it? Like in the funnel, so many things can be gathered, can be accumulated. So by interpretation and analysis, we can draw the conclusion as extract of that data. It is the research work. Yes, dear students, I am giving you a project work. What do you see? What's the project work about by observing this picture? Definitely, this project work is based on the laboratory work. And what type of project work is there? Two newly enrolled students of grade 8 want to go to the science lab for experimental work. What suggestion do you give? What suggestion do you provide them about precaution that they should follow while working in science lab? Prepare a chart about suggestions you give and demonstrate in the class. Understood? Yes. Precaution. What precaution we have to follow, what precaution we have to adopt while doing work in the science lab, which we have already discussed in the previous lessons. Yes, please do that. This is project work for you. Dear students, now we should engage in some of the activities, that is exercise regarding multiple choice question. Choose the correct alternatives. Here are some of the alternatives, some questions I am putting here, and you have to find which one is the correct. First question is, which of the following statement is correct? Let's check the correct one. Collection of data and analysis of data is scientific test. Is it correct? Or second one is, deeper engagement on a topic is called scientific test. Is it correct? Third one is, a certain scientific process or investigation followed in or outside the science laboratory is scientific test. This is correct? Or the last one is, self-directed activities which are conducted only in science lab are called scientific test. We have already discussed what is scientific test. Yes, definitely you have found the correct answer. Let's check it. Sure. This is the correct answer. A certain scientific process or investigation followed in or outside the science lab is scientific test. Let's discuss question number 2. Question number 2 is like this. What is first stage to carry out any research work? Remember, carry out any research work. We have discussed about the research work. What is the first stage? Formulation of hypothesis, or setting of objectives, or data collection, or data analysis. What is the first stage of research work? Yes, sure. You have found the correct answer. Let's check it. Setting of objectives is the correct answer, which is the first step of scientific research work. Now, let's discuss on question number 3. Question number 3 is like this. Which experiment work involves deeper engagement for investigation on a problem? Remember, deeper engagement for investigation on a problem. Answers are here. Which is correct one? We have to find scientific test, research work, survey work, or observation work. Did you check the correct one? Sure. Let's check it. Research work. Yes, in the research work, researcher engage deeply. That means there is deeper engagement in the research work on any issue, so that conclusion can be drawn. Dear students, we have discussed about experimental works in science. Different experimental works are there. What are they? They are observation work, they are test, scientific test, research, survey, model construction, and so on. Out of them, today we have discussed about scientific test, and we have observed one enjoyable activity, that is the test of acid, base, and salt, and how to write the report of this scientific test. That also we have performed, we have learned about it. Together with, we have discussed about the research work. This research work is not finished. We have just discussed about its steps and introduction only, and how research work can be performed, and how a report can be written, report can be developed. We can discuss about it in coming class, and this much for today. Thank you. Goodbye. Namaste.